Hello there. My name is irrelevant because you're never going to meet me. And my hair is pink, which is nice. So this is my first video, I guess. I've uploaded other videos, but you haven't seen my face that much in most of them. So this is the first video where you can actually see my face. And the reason I am making this video is because I am really bored, and there are so many different kind of bored as well, but there's so many different kinds of being bored, the state of boredoms out there. So let me try to explain this one. Now, the boredom that I think is the most dangerous kind is where it is a mixture of unhappiness and despair and anxiety for the future, which is similar to the kind of boredom that I'm undergoing right now, but not exactly. Because currently, the kind of boredom that I'm feeling is that I have this sort of wild desire to take pictures on the Polaroid camera my sister got for me. But the thing is, I really don't have anything to photograph and I don't want to waste film. And I thought maybe I'll go outside and I will go on my bike, be a euphoria girl. I'll go around and I'll take pictures of things that I think are pretty interesting. That would be fun. But the more I think about it, the more a terrible idea that seems, because it's either going to be too hot outside or it's going to be too cold. And even if it is the perfect temperature, I can't really leave my street unless I decide to have a youthful rebellion. But the consequences are such that if my youthful rebellion were to be caught, I would never be allowed to leave the house again. Therefore, putting an end to any chances of me having any coming of age experiences. So I can't do that. And the reason why I'm having this day, I suppose, is because I usually am doing something around this time. Like either I'm exercising or I'm studying or I'm eating something, maybe watching a film, that sort of deal. I'm doing something to keep my mind occupied. But I was doing this in the sense that it wasn't like out of a desire to always like escape my own thoughts. I don't think it ever was like that. I think it was more along the lines of me trying to sort of just spend my time doing things that will ensure that in the future I'm in a place where I'm really happy and I'm doing things that are really exciting to me and meeting the right sort of people. And by the right sort of people, I mean people who are interesting and also kind and also wildly attractive and listen to brilliant music, read books, or I don't know, they could knit too. That's not pretentious, the books and music parts. They can knit and they could be super into Star Wars, or maybe they just, maybe they like preparing ACs. Okay, there. They should just, it'd be nice if they had a passion of some kind. What was I talking about? Yes, the reason why I have been studying and exercising. But recently, for reasons completely beyond myself, for the past 2 days, I have been unable to properly study. And I think of like friends of mine at the school I go to and that sort of thing. And I just think that, man, they must be studying right now and I should catch up so I can beat them all, because the noble pursuit of education boils down to that, essentially. But I think that it's really important to spend time with yourself. I say I know as I complain about being bored right now, but I think it's important to do that because when you're bored, it's sort of like you feel like you're Elio from Call Me by Your Name, and you're in the sun, just basking in the northern Italian sun, and going about your day. But over here, it's very different. Maybe it's because I'm not in northern Italy. Maybe it's because I'm in Pakistan. That might be true. But regardless, I have decided to make this video because, well, generally I do like to make videos, and I've been wanting to make a couple of videos for a while. And some of them are really funny, some of them are really smart, some of them are funny and smart, and others are just videos that aren't particularly unique, except my perspective on them, perhaps. And even then, when my perspective is not particularly unique, they are just fun videos to make, and those are the kind of videos that I would click on, like a productive day in my life or my morning routine, I can really watch those videos if actually no, there are no prerequisites. I love watching those videos, and I realized that perhaps it's not the most intellectually stimulating, I hate that phrase, or you know, fulfilling of content, but I think it just really inspires me and it's fun to watch. And so I've made a couple of those kind of videos. Well, one or two. And I just want to start making videos because I've been making videos for a long time and I've never really posted or that weren't meant for YouTube consumption or any platform consumption really. But the reason I make these videos, other than to entertain myself, which is usually what they're for, is so that I can look back on all these videos that I've made. I will have something that I don't think a lot of people, like most people, don't have. And this might be because I don't really have any pictures of myself as a baby, which definitely signals something about my birth and place in this family. Perhaps I am adopted. I would not mind being adopted actually, because I could write a whole college essay on that and make that my personality trait, you know? I mean, think about it. Whenever you meet someone who's slightly different and they have something slightly tragic going for them, like they're so adopted, or maybe they're missing a parent, maybe they never met their parent, maybe it's that kind of thing, or maybe they have a finger missing, or like they can't grow nails, I don't know. As long as it's not too grotesque, most people like that sort of thing because they make idiosyncratic and collectible friends, like limited edition friends. It's kind of ugly, but I think that's the way that most people think, including myself. Whenever I meet someone who, well, I used to be like this. Whenever I would meet someone who was slightly damaged, damaged goods in some kind of way, I would essentially try to not fix them but understand them, which I think is far more important. But as I was saying, I will have this sort of backlog of different versions of myself, and this is very different from someone who would keep a diary or, you know, have a photo album or a scrapbook, because this is tangible me. I can literally see what color my hair looks like, the background, and like my glasses. And this is very different from photographs as well, because you can see the kind of gestures I make with my hands, and you can see what I laugh at, how I smile. My smile changes quite a bit actually when I'm being photographed. But you know, it's really interesting because, for instance, this, let's say even if you did see this like pony in a photograph, and I say you, I mean myself, Noor, if I ever saw this in a photograph, I'm sure I would think back on it. I don't think I would remember how significant this pony was to my life. And I don't think it's that significant. I don't think it's changed my life too much, but it has definitely had a part to play in me being 17. You know, it's just there. It gets stuck in my hair sometimes, these beads, and it's really annoying because then my hair like gets really pulled and it hurts. I don't like that. I like making these kind of ponies, like high ponies, not sober ponies. I like making high ponytails because those are the best, and they make me feel like you know, girl boss, gaslight, gatekeep, and very professional. And I feel like I know what I'm doing. So I'm trying to actually reach the 10-minute mark. Okay, I thought this would be a good video to make to see if you know, videos get more engagement if they reach the 10-minute mark, which is a myth perhaps that I have been fed ever since I joined YouTube in 2016. Now I know this because somewhere over there, like when you click your channel, they tell you what date exactly you joined YouTube. Not when you started making videos or when you watched your first, just when you made that account. You know. And I think that's really significant. I think that's important because that would mean that there have been, how many years have passed? 5, 6 years. It has been 6 years since I joined YouTube. So that means it's been 6 years since I would be really excited for my first day of school. It's been 6 years since I used to binge watch those what's in my bag for my first day of school videos, how to slay your first day of school. I think, I don't think it's honorable content though. I think it was interesting, but I think what's a really good way, you know how they say that you can tell what really matters to someone by watching closely what they photograph, because it'll tell you what they're afraid to lose. I think when you look at the kind of questions people are asking, like what type of questions are they asking, I think that tells something about what they're insecure about and what they want to achieve and what areas they might actually be willing to work on, or what weaknesses they're willing to admit to themselves, at least, you know? Like, what kind of questions are you Googling, and what kind of things are you going out of your way, like to Quora and like ending up on these weird WikiHow kind of websites to discover the answers to? That's what matters. Hey, I reached the 10-minute mark. That's brilliant. Okay, so I'm gonna post this. I just need I need a title for this, don't I? Interesting. I hadn't thought about that. Welcome to my channel? No, I would never click on a video which said welcome to my channel. Unless the person was wildly attracted. Actually, not even then. Because, you know, wild attraction doesn't really go too far when you're trying to hold a conversation with someone. 11 minutes. Okay, that's it. I cannot reach the 11-minute mark.